Hello, welcome back to Pam Brown's TNP Handmade collection. This is Crochet Series number 13. Today we are going to do a crochet pattern that was very popular a few years back, and it came from a TV series that was on PBS, and it was called The Midwife, and it was a very popular blanket pattern that was on there that was crocheted for the babies, and I have been wanting to try it. And so today we're going to learn how to crochet from a diagram, a stitch diagram, and to learn how to make this beautiful pattern. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now this is the diagram. Let me show you the legend. And we've talked about this before. Up here, that's the symbol for a chain. Then it's the single crochet, and this is the double crochet, and this little dot right here is called the slip stitch. And we're going to be following these symbols for the stitches to get this beautiful pattern. So let me show you. I worked up a pattern or a swatch, and I used some chunky weight yarn just so you can be able to better to see this. But it's really very, very, very pretty. It's a very pretty pattern. I've seen this to be called the Snapdragon pattern or Snapdragon stitch. It's been called many things, but again, today we're going to try this out. Now go get your crochet hook. You're going to need your scissors. In this case, I used a pencil so that I can mark my pattern so I know where I'm going. So now let's get started. We're going to be reading this pattern from the bottom going up. This is your starting point down here. When you read diagrams like this, make sure the whole thing is in. There we go. Okay, in focus. You start down here and go to your right. This is sort of different. Then you go up, and then you go to from your right to your left, then up to the next row, and you go from left to right. Each row has a different sequence. Now, row 1 is just your basic chain stitch, and you will not repeat this chain stitch. You will only do this chain one time. You will be repeating rows 2 through 7 to make this pattern, and it depends on how long you want to make it and how wide you want to make it. This can be used to make a scarf. This can be used to make a baby blanket or a bedspread. It's up to you how you want to do this. Now, down here, it says you're going to work in multiples of 16 plus 6, and that's important. Also on here, it talks about like if you want to change colors. It's suggesting row 1 and row 7. It's not the same, so you have to kind of gauge it how you want to change colors. Today we're not changing colors. I'm only going to do this in one color to make this easy. I found this diagram on Pinterest, and it came from Crochet Crowd, and this gentleman has an awesome YouTube channel. I have learned how to crochet many of things from watching his YouTube channel, and he is on Pinterest, and this is an old diagram from Patons, I think that's what that's saying, and it came from him. So I did not develop this, I did not create this, so I can't take credit for anything. But today we're going to learn how to make this beautiful pattern. All right, I have chain 38, and we're going to get started going from here to right here. Now, with this right here, when I did mine the first time, you have to have, make sure I'm in focus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because this is done in double crochet. So these three here really would bring up to the height of a double crochet. So that's why this 3 is here, and then you got this 2. And so we're going to be starting in the sixth chain right here. And when I did this the first time, I didn't quite do it right. Now I really wasn't understanding what happened, so I had to go back and redo it. So let's start up here. 1, 2, we got to skip 5. 1, oh, let me explain. It is a double crochet, and then there is the chain, because the pattern consists of a lot of these chains right here that helps to develop this particular pattern. So it's 3 plus the 1, and so we're going to be starting in the 6th. That's just how this is written. So you're skipping 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to start the double crochet. And what I did was I double crochet in this back hump in the back because it just gives it a nicer appearance. And the pattern reads double crochet. Oh, make sure I'm in focus here. Yeah, right there. Okay. It says double crochet, chain 1, because you're going to skip one a chain down here. Then it's double crochet, chain 1, down here you're going to skip, double crochet, chain 1, you're going to skip 1. So we're going to do this all the way till we get to the end of this row. So I'm going to do a few with you just so you can see that. I want to make sure that I am in focus. Chain 1. We're going to skip one of these humps and go to the next one. Chain 1. We're going to skip one and go to the next one. Wrap your yarn around your crochet hook and go into this hump in the back and double crochet. Chain 1. Skip 1. Go into this one. Double crochet. chain one, skip one, go into the next one, make the double crochet stitch, and then chain one. See how that looks? That's what you should have. Okay, we're going to continue this process till you get to the end. I'll see you in a moment. Now, we have finished row one, where we have chained and we have done the chain one, skip one, double crochet all the way across, and it should look like this. We started here, which is this, all right, and we went across. This is our foundation chain down here, and we went around and we went straight across, and now we're starting row two. Now, for me, I don't like to do the chains. I feel like they really don't give structure, especially if you want to come around and do a border. But this is your first time, do chain 4. That's what this means. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Do 4 chains. Now, I have shown you how I do the way I do it. So let's get started with row number 2. With row number 2, the pattern is saying you're going to skip 1, which is that chain 1 at the on the first row, and then you're going to crochet 15 double crochets. Then you're going to chain 1, skip 1, and you're going to crochet the second set of 15 double crochets. Then you're going to chain 1, skip 1, and 1 double crochet. So let's do that. If I go too fast for you, please pause your video and just get caught up. It's no big rush. It's just much easier to learning how to do this in a very slow way. Let me get in focus. With doing this 15, you're going to be crocheting in the top of the stitch, and then you're going to be crocheting in the chain 1, which is the space right here and right here. So just simply wrap your yarn around the hook, go through the space, pull up a loop, bring it up, then pull through 2, pull through 2. That's it. Let's go to the next stitch. In the stitch, and we're going to crochet in the space. In the stitch, in the space. See how many we have so far? 2, 4, 6. Okay, we're going to start counting at 6, 7, in the space, 8, in the stitch 9, get some more yarn, in the space 10, in the stitch 11, in the space 12, in the stitch 13, in the space 14, in the stitch 15. We're going to chain 1. That should put you right about here. You're going to chain 1, and we're going to skip this stitch right here at the bottom. So we got to skip this one right here, and then we're going into this one. Go through both bars. We're going into the stitch. This is 1, and the space is 2. In the stitch is 3. In the space is 4. Stitch in the stitch is 5. In the space is 6. In the stitch it should be 7. Down in the space is 8. In the stitch is 9. In the space is 10. In the stitch is 11. The space is 12. And the stitch is 13. And the space is 14. And in the stitch it's 15. And we've done this correctly. So we have done the 15, the chain, the chain 1, the skip 1, the next set of 15, and now we've come to the end of the row of row 2, and we're going to chain 1 and skip 1. Chain 1. We're going to skip this right here. See this right here? And then we're going to double crochet in the top of that third chain. All right. We're getting ready to move up to the third row. We did number 2. We did the chain. We did row 1. We did row 2. So we're going, we're going this way, and then we're going up. This is row 3. start with your chain 4. I'm going to do my thing and you do the chain 4. Hold on one moment. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going back into this stitch right here, the first one. You pull through 2. Go into the first loop or bar, pull up 1, so you have 2. Pull through 2. Go back through that first bar on this second row. Sometimes it works out really nicely. And you pull the loop through, pull up 1, pull through, because you want to have 3 of these, just like the same height as the double crochet, and you should see 3 chains right here, and then you chain 1. So that's the equivalent to this right here. Let me move this over so you can see, because we're at the beginning of row 3 right here. We're going up 3 and a chain 1. In this row, for row 3, you're going to be crocheting 6. Then you're going to chain 3. Then you're going to crochet 6 double crochet. All these stitches are double crochet. Then you're going to chain 1. Then you're going to crochet 6 double crochet. Then you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to crochet 6 double crochet. Now, where you see the 3 chains, make sure you can see it. The 3 chains here in row 3, these 3 chains, and these 3 chains. You're going to skip 3 stitches underneath. So let's do this row together. Okay, we're going to skip this one here, and we're going to go into the top of this stitch right here. We're going to double crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're right here. This is where we are, right here. We're going to now chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip 3 at the bottom. 1, 2, 3. And in this one, we're going to double crochet. We should be right here. And we're going to crochet 6. 1. We already, well, make sure you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. just as this pattern says right here, we're going to chain 1 and skip 1. Chain 1, and we're going to skip this one. And we're going to start double crocheting in the top of this stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to repeat that pattern that we had at the beginning of the row. Well, I won't say, well, yeah, right here. Remember the first part of this row? We had that chain 3, and we have the chain 3 again right here. So we're going to chain 3, and we're going to skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And at the bottom, we're going to skip 1, 2, and 3. Make sure I'm in focus. 1, 2, and 3. And in this one right here, in the top of this stitch, we're going to double crochet 1 stitch. And we're going to finish out the 6 double crochet. So 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And at the end of the row, it says chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. Chain 1, we're going to skip this one right here and double crochet in this one right here, which should be the top of your 3 chains. Should be in the top of the 3rd chain right here. So this is your chain. This is row 1, row 2, and row 3. Now we're going to crochet row 4. We did the chain, row 1, row 2, row 3. We're going to go and crochet row 4. Row 4, you're going to start with 4 chains. We're going to double crochet 4. Then it's going to get a little bit trickier here, but we can handle it. We're going to chain 3 and connect the 3 down here with the 3 chains that we did in the previous row going across. We're going to do a slip stitch, and we're going to chain 3, and we're going to be skipping. So let me go back. Crochet 4 double crochets, chain 3, we're going to be skipping 2, and then you're going to be crocheting the slip stitch and then chain 3 going up, and we're going to be skipping these 2 stitches, and we're going to double crochet here, and we're going to repeat that same thing on the other side. Now if this was a blanket, you would this would be repeated over and over again for this for this row in order for this pattern to come out complete. Let's start. Row 4. You can chain your 4 chains. You know what I'm getting ready to do. So while I'm doing my thing, do your 4. All right, I'm going to chain 1. Let me get back in focus. I chain my 1, and then down here we're going to skip 1, and in this stitch right here we're going to double crochet. One, 2, 3, 4. Did the 4. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, skip some yarn, 3. We're going to skip these 2, and we remember it said to do the slip stitch. We're doing a slip stitch in this chain 3. And then we're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip 2 again, these 2, and we're going to start here, and we're going to double crochet 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we should be at this point right here where we're going to chain 1, skip 1. I'm going to skip this one and start here. We're going to do 4 double crochets again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to, we should be right here. So let's chain 3. My mistake. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do the slip stitch right here in this chain 3. Then we're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. we're going to skip 1 and 2, these 2 stitches, and we're going to start up here in the 3rd, 1 double crochet, 2, 3, and 4. Now at the end of this, because we're down here on this end, remember we're going from the left to the right, so we're down here and we're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, and then that's the end of row 4. Chain 1, you're going to skip this one, and then you're going to be in the top of your chain 3. You're going to be in that 3rd one, that top one, and you're going to double crochet. See, we did it. See how that looks? Now we're going to row 5, and we're going to go from here, and we're going up. Okay, we were at row 4, and we should be about here, going across and coming up and going to row 5, and that's where we're going to get started. With row 5, you're going to chain up 4, and then you're going to double crochet 6. See this right here? You're going to do 6 double crochet stitches. You're going to chain 3. You're going to double crochet 6. You're going to chain 1. You're going to double crochet 6 again. You're going to chain 6. You're going to double crochet 6. You're going to chain 1 and double crochet. Now, this is where the difference come in, and it'll all make sense when you do the 6. Just before you, when you get to, well, let me say it like this. You'll double crochet 4 in this first series of 6. You'll double crochet 4, and then the last 2, 5 and 6, will be crocheted onto the chain 3 that's going into an angle. Then you're going to chain 3. Then you're going to double crochet 6 more stitches. But you see here on the other side of this chain 3, these 2 double crochets will be on the other, this V right here, right here. You'll have 2 double crochets right here. Then you'll double crochet 4. You'll have 1 chain, then it will be 4 double crochets, 1 in each stitch, and then these 2 stitches from this series of 6, 2 will go into this second V right here. Second V, chain 3, then you're going to have 2 double crochets on this side, and then you're going to finish off this series of 6 right here with the last 4, just so you can see right in here. So let's get started with that. It's not, it'll make sense as you do this, but it has a really beautiful pattern. So let's get some yarn, and let's see, we can go to the next row, which is row 5. So you can see that, row 5. Now chain your 4, and I'm going to do this my way. So you know how I start the beginning of my row. You can do it that way, or you can do it your way, whichever is easiest. We're all going to get to the same place and same time doing this, so it'll work up. I did my chain 1. Okay, now you remember the first 6. We're going to skip this right here. Make sure I'm in, skip this first one right in here. We're going to skip that. And you're going to go to the next one. And that first double crochet stitch, that's number 1. 2. 3. And 4. And remember, we're supposed to do 2 double crochet stitches in this chain right here. Go around, 1 double crochet, 2nd double crochet, for a total of 6. Okay, then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to double crochet. Remember in this one, and this chain 3, we're on double crochet 2, double crochet stitch. We're going to put 2 double crochet stitches in that chain 3. 1 and 2. We're going to continue right here. That's 3. You go right in that double crochet. Go right on top. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we should be in the right spot. And then we're going to do a chain 1. Chain 1. Remember, we always skip this chain 1 right here. Go into this double crochet stitch right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're right here where we put the 2 double crochets in this chain 3 going in the angle. Make sure I'm in focus. 1, 2. Then we're going to chain 3. Okay, and this side right here, we're going to put 1 double crochet and the 2nd double crochet. See that? 1 and 2. All right, and then we're going to crochet on top of this stitch right here, and that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to chain 1, go on the top of this third stitch. It should be, third chain. See right here for me? This right here, we skip and go in here and double crochet on top of the third chain for you, on top of the third chain for me. And we just did row number 5. So you can see we're starting. And I've heard this stitch was called the Snapdragon pattern too. So I guess there are many names for this. So the next row we're getting ready to go up to is row 6. And row 6 has the pattern of you're going to chain 4, you're going to crochet 15, chain 1, crochet 15, chain 1, 1 double crochet. All right, let's do it. Start with chaining your 3. You're going to be directly in this stitch right here. Don't skip over right here. I'm going to do, like I said, chain 3 if you need to chain 3. If that works for you better than what you're seeing me do here. Because this, you have to get used to doing this. But it does the same thing, just gives it a little bit more structure. And we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip right here. Make sure I'm in the right place. You're skipping. See right here, right here. Skip that. Go to the next stitch on top, and we're going to double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we got this chain 3. In this chain 3, you're going to put 3 double crochets. 3 double crochets in this chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's count. Let's see how many we have here. Don't count this one on the end. Don't count this one. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. We're in the right spot. 15 right here. We're going to chain 1. We're going to skip right here and go to the top of this double crochet, and you're going to crochet the next 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to add 3 double crochet in this chain 3. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's our 15 right there. On top of that last one, we're going to chain 1. And in the top of that third stitch, you're going to double crochet to end this row. And now we're going to the last and final row of this one section, because this is the first part of it. You got to repeat this pattern 2 through 7. After you do row 1, you never do row 1 again. Never do row 1. This one, row 1 will only happen one time, but you will be doing the repeat of row 2 to row 7. Now row 7 is, you are going to do your chain 3, well, chain 4, because for me it's not, but for you it is. So do chain 4 to do the last, to get row number 7 started. So let me do mine and you do your chain 4. I'm going to chain 1. You should have, for you, if you can't do it the way I'm doing it, do chain 4. The last and final row, number 7 of the sequence pattern, you're going to go up, you're going to skip 1, you're going to double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, all the way across to the end. I'll see you back in a few minutes. We finished row number 7, and this is the completed pattern. I just love it. Isn't it pretty? Right here. And I had mentioned before we won't be repeating one. Yeah, you will, because this is one right here and right here. You just will never be doing the chain again. So again, 2 through 7 repeats the pattern to continue this beautiful crochet pattern to make blankets, scarves, whatever you think you would like to make with this. I have enjoyed working with you today. We hope to do this again using or making another crochet pattern to introduce to you. I just want you to remember, my name is Pam Brown from TNP Handmade Collections. I have an online store on Facebook. I do have a website. I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and I have a YouTube channel. Please click to my YouTube channel. Please come and subscribe. Come and watch my other crochet series. This is crochet series number 13. And as always, have a blessed week, and hopefully we will see you next week with some new things to learn and explore. And I hope you enjoyed crocheting called the midwife pattern with me and learning how to crochet from a stitch diagram. I just love doing this. Have a great day. Bye bye.